They told you that the only way to know if you're in ketosis is by peeing on a strip, pricking your finger, or breathing into a gadget that costs more than your monthly grocery bill. But what if I told you that your body is already giving you the answers, loud and clear, without any test kits, apps, or guesswork? Yep, there are real, visible, and felt signs that you're in ketosis, and most people miss them because they're too busy chasing numbers. The truth is, you don't need to be a lab rat to master your metabolism. You just need to know what to look for. And once you start spotting these signs, you'll realize something even more powerful: your body's already doing the work, and all you had to do was get out of the way. So if you've ever wondered why your appetite disappeared, your pants suddenly fit better, or your brain feels like it's had a triple espresso shot without the crash, this video is your lightbulb moment. Stay with me, because the fifth sign in this list might just change the way you see your reflection, and your relationship with food, for good. Some folks get so caught up in testing whether they're in ketosis that they forget the whole point: getting healthier and feeling better. Sure, there are blood tests, urine strips, and even breath analyzers. But here's the kicker: once your body adapts to ketosis, those tests become less reliable. That urine strip that used to show dark purple might barely register now, even if you're deeply in ketosis. It's like judging a book by its cover after the story's already changed. Blood tests are more accurate, no doubt. But let's be real, they're pricey, uncomfortable, and honestly, who wants to poke their finger every morning just to validate their diet choices? And then there's breath testing, which sounds convenient until you realize it's not consistent either. The longer someone stays on a balanced diet plan focused on fat burning, the more their body learns to use ketones efficiently, and that makes external measurements less telling. It's like tuning a car by the sound of the engine rather than relying on the dashboard. So what should you do instead? Pay attention to your body's real signals, because it knows way more than a strip of paper ever will. If you're practicing healthy eating habits, cutting out the foods to avoid, and leaning into gut health foods, your body will respond. You'll notice shifts in your energy, hunger, and even how your clothes fit. And if you're wondering how to eat healthy without obsessing over numbers, hang tight, because your body might already be telling you you're headed in the right direction. The early days of ketosis can feel like your body's throwing a bit of a tantrum. You might feel groggy, achy, or just plain off, and that's what folks call the keto flu. It's not the flu, but it can be brutal if you're not prepared. Headaches, brain fog, low energy, even a keto rash can pop up. This usually hits hardest if you're not replenishing key nutrients like B vitamins, sea salt, and electrolytes. Think of it like switching the fuel in your engine. Your body's been running on carbs for years, and suddenly you hand it a new manual that says, "Burn fat now." If that fuel swap isn't smooth, symptoms show up fast. And let's not forget about dirty keto. You know, when someone eats bacon and butter all day and calls it a diet? That version is full of processed junk, definitely not the best diet for weight loss or long-term wellness. It's a shortcut with a toll at the end. If you're starting to feel those weird symptoms, your body isn't broken, it's adapting. What helps? Think bone broth, leafy greens, avocado, pink Himalayan salt, and even a pinch of magnesium citrate before bed. These small tweaks can help smooth out the ride and get you closer to forming real healthy eating habits. And once your system starts handling fats like a pro, you'll likely notice another unexpected shift. Nobody really warns you about this, but when you dive into a keto lifestyle, especially the clean, green kind, your digestion might throw a fit. Suddenly you're loading up on cruciferous vegetables, fermented gut health foods, coconut oil, and healthy fats, and bam, your stomach goes on strike. Diarrhea in the early days isn't uncommon. It's your gut adjusting to the new fuel and fiber after years of carb-centered eating. Here's the catch: keto breath. That metallic, kind of fruity odor. It's not just awkward, it's a signal. Often, it's a sign your body's making ketones but lacking enough greens to balance out those byproducts. When you ask yourself, is food healthy? It's not just about macros, it's about the whole picture. Add in things like steamed spinach, sauerkraut, or even chia seeds soaked in almond milk. These are gentle on your gut and rich in prebiotics that feed your good bacteria. Think of your digestive system like soil. If you plant new seeds keto, but don't enrich the soil greens and fiber, you'll get uneven growth, or worse, weeds. By gently introducing gut-supportive foods and being mindful of portion sizes, you let your body catch up. And once it does, the bloat fades, the cravings shrink, and the next sign of ketosis starts sneaking into your day-to-day life. Here's something most people love about ketosis: the scale drops fast in the first week or two. We're talking 7 to 14 pounds in some cases. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. That rapid loss? It's mostly water weight. When you cut carbs, your body releases stored glycogen, and with each gram of glycogen, you lose about 3 grams of water. So, yeah, the scale celebrates, but fat loss is just getting started. After this initial whoosh, true fat burning kicks in. If you're combining a balanced diet plan with smart practices like intermittent fasting benefits, you might see a steady drop of 1 to 2 pounds per week. That's sustainable, and more importantly, it's real. The body's finally tapping into fat stores, learning to burn cleaner fuel. And if you add walking after meals or strength training twice a week, that process accelerates even more. But don't make the mistake of relying on the scale alone. One client saw 0 movement on the scale after week 2, but their genes? 2 sizes down. Why? Because they were shedding visceral fat, the dangerous kind that clings around the organs. That's when you start to notice something even more encouraging than pounds lost. Sometimes the best progress isn't seen on the scale, it's felt when you pull up those jeans and suddenly don't have to lie down to zip them. That's visceral fat melting away, the kind that wraps around your organs and silently messes with your health. As your body becomes more insulin sensitive, it stops storing fat in panic mode and starts releasing it. Your midsection. That's where you'll see the magic first. You'll notice belts going a notch tighter, shirts fitting better, and maybe even your posture improving. This isn't just vanity, it's a physical sign that your metabolic engine is healing. A cleaner body burns cleaner fuel. People often underestimate this moment, but it's huge. It means you're shifting from fat storing to fat burning, and your body is finally trusting you with the best diet for weight loss and metabolic repair. Now, the beauty of looser clothes isn't just physical, it's emotional. When you feel lighter, you act lighter. Confidence rises. You stop obsessing over calories and start asking smarter questions like, how to eat healthy in a way that's sustainable. And as you move into this new phase, something else shifts, and this time, it's coming from deep within, almost like a hidden power source. Ever feel like you're dragging yourself through the day, counting down the hours until your next coffee? That's what living off carbs can feel like, a constant roller coaster of spikes and crashes. But once you're in ketosis, your body flips the script. Ketones deliver over twice the energy per gram compared to glucose, and it's a steadier burn. That means no more mid-afternoon slumps or that desperate snack craving before dinner. People often say it feels like someone turned the lights on in their brain. Suddenly, there's more stamina during workouts, sharper focus at work, and a surprising ease in getting through daily tasks. One client, a busy nurse, said it was the first time she made it through an entire shift without snacking or crashing, and that came from switching to gut health foods and prioritizing healthy fats over empty carbs. That's the power of metabolic efficiency. And what's wild is, this energy doesn't just fuel your body, it fuels your decisions. When you're not thinking about food every 2 hours, you've got more bandwidth to think about things that actually matter. That's when you start recognizing the intermittent fasting benefits without even trying. But the real goldmine? It's when this new energy starts supercharging the most important organ you've got. Ketones aren't just a cleaner energy for your body, they're like rocket fuel for your brain. Once your mind starts running on fat instead of sugar, things get sharp, fast. You'll notice better memory recall, deeper focus, and less mental fatigue. It's like the brain fog that once slowed you down suddenly lifts. You're not just awake, you're aware. It's one of the most underrated perks of a balanced diet plan rooted in fat metabolism. The reason? Ketones bypass the damage done by years of blood sugar spikes and insulin resistance. They deliver energy straight to your neurons, and that means faster thinking, improved mood, and more mental stamina. I once had a writer client tell me she knocked out in one day what used to take her 3. Why? She ditched the muffin breakfasts, embraced gut health foods, and stuck to healthy eating habits. That shift changed everything. And if you're someone who deals with attention struggles or anxiety like restlessness, ketosis can offer relief, not magic, but a solid boost. The brain works better with stable fuel, and when you remove processed foods to avoid and swap in nutrient-dense choices, the benefits compound. But it gets even better, because when the brain's happy, the body starts healing from the inside out. Next up, inflammation takes a serious hit. Inflammation is sneaky. It doesn't always scream, it whispers. A stiff joint here, a nagging pain there, maybe even skin flare-ups or unexplained fatigue. But when ketosis kicks in, many of those whispers start to fade. Why? Because ketones are naturally anti-inflammatory. They quiet down overactive immune responses and reduce the oxidative stress that fuels chronic conditions, like arthritis or autoimmune flares. I once worked with a woman who had been battling joint pain for years. Meds only masked it, until she swapped out her carb-heavy meals for anti-inflammatory, gut health foods. In just 3 weeks, she noticed her hands didn't ache when she woke up. That's not magic, it's chemistry. A best diet for weight loss often becomes the best diet for pain relief too, especially when it's built on clean fats, greens, and low-toxin proteins. But here's the real kicker: reduced inflammation doesn't just make you feel better physically. It impacts mood, digestion, sleep, and even how your clothes fit. Once inflammation subsides, your body becomes a calmer place to live in. And when that internal storm starts to settle, guess what happens at the dinner table? Meals get a whole lot more satisfying. There's something powerful about finishing a meal and not feeling the urge to raid the pantry 30 minutes later. That kind of deep, lasting satisfaction. It comes from blood sugar stability and better insulin sensitivity, 2 of the major wins of ketosis. When your body absorbs nutrients properly, and your hormones are finally playing nice, cravings drop dramatically. You eat, you're full, and most importantly, you're done. People often ask, how to eat healthy without constantly feeling hungry? The answer starts with what's on your plate. A protein-rich meal with healthy fats and a side of greens beats a low-fat sandwich and a soda any day. Not just for the nutrition facts, but for how it feels. One of my clients added pasture-raised eggs, avocado, and sautéed spinach to her morning routine, and said goodbye to her 11 a.m. snack addiction. And when you're consistently satisfied after meals, a beautiful shift happens. Food stops being your constant thought and starts becoming your quiet ally. You build healthy eating habits without obsession. Your body starts trusting you, and you trust it back. And once that mutual respect kicks in, something even deeper starts transforming, not just your energy or appetite, but the very way you experience your emotions. Mood is one of those things most people don't expect to improve when they change how they eat, but it does. Big time. When your brain starts running on ketones, not only does it get more stable fuel, but it also becomes more responsive to neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Think of it as tuning a fuzzy radio signal until the music comes through clear. That's what balanced blood sugar and better brain insulin sensitivity can do. Even though some studies on this are limited or based on mice, the real-world stories are loud and clear. People say they feel more grounded, less irritable, and even more optimistic. I remember one client saying, "It's not like life got easier, I just stopped reacting to everything like the world was ending." And that shift happened once she replaced her breakfast cereal with gut health foods and embraced intermittent fasting benefits. Small changes, massive impact. And let's not forget, your mood isn't just about feelings, it's about chemistry. When your brain is fed properly, it stops sending distress signals. You become more patient, more creative, even more social. It's not a magic trick, it's the result of giving your mind what it actually needs. But perhaps the clearest, most undeniable sign that you're in ketosis? It's one that requires no guessing, no testing, just a calm, quiet absence of hunger. One of the most telling signs that you're in ketosis. You simply forget to eat. Not in a dangerous way, more like your body no longer screams for snacks every 2 hours. That quiet, almost effortless loss of appetite happens because your body is finally running on its own fat stores. It's like upgrading from a leaky gas tank to a full battery pack. You're nourished, steady, and no longer ruled by cravings. I've had clients look at me wide-eyed and say, "It's 3 p.m. and I just realized I didn't have lunch, and I'm not even mad about it." That's ketosis at work. When your body taps into stored fat efficiently, hunger signals change. You still enjoy food, you just don't chase it like a fix. That's why a best diet for weight loss isn't always about restriction, it's about reprogramming your hunger to serve you, not sabotage you. And what's truly powerful? This shift makes long-term change possible. When food stops being a coping mechanism, it becomes nourishment. You start asking deeper questions: is food healthy for my body, or just my emotions? You begin to break old patterns. And with your appetite now in check, something else becomes possible: building a lifestyle that isn't just about surviving, but thriving. So now that you've seen the signs, how many of them have you experienced lately? Has your appetite faded? Is your energy steady? Are those genes telling a new story? These aren't random changes. They're proof. Proof that your body is adapting, healing, and learning to thrive without the carb chaos. But here's the real question: what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let these insights collect dust, or will you use them to build a life where your body works with you, not against you? Because you don't need permission to feel better. You just need to start noticing the signs, and trust that you're on the right path. If this video helped you understand your body in a new way, hit that like button, it helps more than you know. And if you're ready to keep learning how to eat healthy, build lasting habits, and decode what your body's really saying, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. The next video might be the one that transforms everything. So, are you in? So now that you've seen the signs, how many of them have you experienced lately? Has your appetite faded? Is your energy steady? Are those genes telling a new story? These aren't random changes. They're proof. Proof that your body is adapting, healing, and learning to thrive without the carb chaos. But here's the real question: what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let these insights collect dust, or will you use them to build a life where your body works with you, not against you? Because you don't need permission to feel better. You just need to start noticing the signs, and trust that you're on the right path. If this video helped you understand your body in a new way, hit that like button, it helps more than you know. And if you're ready to keep learning how to eat healthy, build lasting habits, and decode what your body's really saying, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. The next video might be the one that transforms everything. So, are you in?